Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moonlit Lioness. This is Wednesday, and on Wednesday, I've been starting to do. Forgot to change my name, so I'm going to do that right in front of y'all right now. On Wednesdays, I do reads to kind of get the pulse, take the temperature for the week, what's going on in the next week. A week from today, we've got a new moon eclipse happening. Solar eclipse, so that will be very interesting because that's a stronger energy than what we usually experience, and it has some interesting things going on with it, which I'll talk about in Stargazing Sunday. So be sure to watch Stargazing Sunday when it comes out this coming Sunday. But I'm just going to go ahead and share my overhead here so that you can watch me do my read. So this is my oracle. I'm using Oracle of the Radiant Sun, which is this here, Oracle of the Radiant Sun by Carolyn Smith and John Astrop. And I'm going to draw a couple cards here. Oops, a little messy here. I'm seeing this one, and I see this one. Okay, and then I'm going to do my pyramid spread. I'm kind of stuck. I wanted to experiment with different layouts, but for right now, it's going to be the pyramid spread. We'll get used to the pyramid spread and how it reads, and then it's nice because it kind of gives a past, present, future aspect. And I guess you can get that in the Celtic Cross too. But I just haven't. Maybe I'll do that next time. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to just draw these out. Past, present, future, hidden influence, advice, and move this over a little bit more. Okay. All right, so for our oracle, what do we have? We have number 8, secrets. Interesting. We have Venus and Scorpio. So, Venus is what we like, what we're attracted to, and Scorpio is where we get to the heart, the depths of something, the truth of something. It tends to be intense and in nature. So yeah, very interesting. And then we have a 4, and I'm laughing because let me put this where you can see it. 4 and 8 together make 12, which is, I think, isn't that when our eclipse is happening? I think it is. Let me look here. Yes, it's happening on the 12th. So it's kind of interesting. Anyway, quarrel. Mars in Cancer, and oh my gosh, Mars is entering Cancer coming up. So wow. I think Venus, where's Venus right now? Move. Yep. Venus is in Libra right now. Yeah, that's right. Not in Pisces, or not in Scorpio yet. Will be after Libra. Okay, interesting. All right, so Mars is where we apply a lot of energy. It can be war, conflict in the negative sense. It can be just passion, being impassioned about things in the more positive sense, putting a lot of energy into something that you really love. And then in Cancer, it usually has to do with the home, the family, your homeland, and that kind of thing, and the people. So we've got secrets and quarrel. On a personal level, there may be something coming out this week that, and within your family, that you didn't expect, something surprising, that might cause a quarrel, might cause some kind of conflict. And then on a larger scale, maybe there will be some new information coming out, which seems to be the theme this year, right? Information coming out that will cause rioting, some sort of activity like that, you know. I think with Mars and Cancer, Mars likes to be in Capricorn where it's building, but in Cancer it doesn't do so well, and it can be very awkward, which can lead to the kind of energy, you know, so a rioting kind of energy, or a conflict that you really wouldn't want to see necessarily, because it's more awkward. Okay, so that's enough reading on the Oracle. Let's go ahead and look at the Tarot and get some more details. So in the past, okay, we've got King of Swords. So, okay, it kind of reflects what I've been saying. A lot of energy coming out, or a lot of information coming out, right? King of Swords, information, information, information. So we've been really exposed to a lot of information. And I love, if you look at this card, this is great. This kit, I'm so sorry my camera is not focusing on here very well. But in this card, the guy is looking at a chessboard on the screen. So, isn't that crazy? It's like 5D chess, you know. It makes me think of 5D chess. But anyway, yeah, so he's you know, he's not just looking at willy-nilly surface level stuff. I mean, he's doing some deeper, masterful thinking in regards to what he's up to. That's the King of Swords. So we've not only been introduced to a lot of information lately, we've been introduced to information that's meant to move humanity in a certain direction, like on a chessboard. And then at present, all these are upside down, so I'll have to flip them the right way. We have 4 cups. So I would say at present, and funny I say at present, and he's holding a present, but it's like it's a gift that we don't realize, you know. So I think a lot of people, they see the information coming out, and they're saying, "Oh, isn't that terrible? Isn't that terrible? Isn't that terrible?" But what we don't realize is that this is a gift, because this is the things that are coming out right now are showing us the way it's been for a long, long time. And when the fact that we are seeing it now is a chess move. It's a chess move to show us what has been happening, and that is a gift, and it means that we are moving on. That we are not going to be stuck in this place which is what it looks like right now. It looks like we're kind of in this place where there's all kinds of fraud and all kinds of things happening. And in reality, we're getting ready to move on. Let's see what the future shows here. The moon. Okay, so with the moon, yes, we're moving into new territory, or territory that's not real visible. So he has to use his flashlight. There's a gate up ahead. It's a gated, untrodden, why am I using that word? I don't know. But, you know, a place where people don't go very frequently, right? So it's gated. And so we're getting into an area where it's a little bit scary. It's new information that we're not familiar with. And it might instill some fear in people. And some people, when they're fearful, they act in a way like this. Some people use their fear to fight. But it very much, this information, what I'm seeing here, very much aligns with the oracle cards about like revealing information. So in your personal life, I would say things have been going very well. You feel like you know everything that's going on in your family, in your world, and then something comes up that is being offered as actually the person that's offering it to you is saying they feel that the information that they're giving you or what they're giving you is a gift. But you may not necessarily see it that way. You may not notice it or see it that way. And it's taking you into a new territory where, okay, now everything is it's not stable anymore. You don't know everything anymore. There are things coming to the surface that you didn't realize were there. And so that creates kind of a little bit of a scary situation for the future, for looking forward. Okay, so what's the hidden influence here? So the hidden influence is the Knight of Wands. So there's a real passion with the Knight of Wands. He's the fastest moving card. This guy in particular, he's looking at a lot of information. So I think the hidden influence is showing how people, you in your personal life and on a larger scale, really want to understand. We're at this mindset right now where we really want to look at the information and understand it. We're really applying ourselves that way. We're really applying ourselves to understand what's going on. And that's kind of hidden behind all this, which is a positive way of helping us move forward and absorb what's being put out there as far as information goes. And in our own lives, if we're more willing to hear and understand what's being presented to us from another family member or so on, it's half the game, it's half the battle, right, of moving forward. So okay, so what is the advice that we have here? Keep flip it the other way. I don't read upside down. I don't read reverse. But so we've got Temperance. Okay, so Temperance is kind of like when you've got things alchemizing in the background. We're taking our time. We're waiting. It's not something that's showing things are happening right now, but there are things happening. It's just that it's not that visible. Maybe it's just how you are coming to terms. Since it is a card of Sagittarius, and Sagittarius rules philosophy and understanding and common, like religions and things like that. It's like group understanding or group. It's kind of showing how maybe your understanding along with others, it's kind of like creating a new paradigm for yourself. And in the background, we're kind of taking this instability and we're creating something new. So as advice, I wish I understood this picture a little better and how it relates to Sagittarius. Sagittarius is also kind of about exploration, learning new things. So I'm not sure how the picture relates. If you notice something about how this picture relates to Sagittarius, it's a man talking to a woman and she looks a little surprised and he's showing her something. And these cards look like they're kind of based out of Japan possibly. So maybe there's something there that somebody from Japan might recognize better than I would. But anyway, knowing the Temperance, so part of it is coming to a different understanding, is allowing that change and understanding to work for you. And the Seven of Cups. Okay, so yeah, things might be a little confusing right now. There's a lot of ways to understand things, or there's maybe it's the foundation is, like I said, it's not stable. The Seven of Cups is where you have a lot of choices in front of you. Some may be good, some may be bad. This guy in particular, he's holding the menu with lots of choices and he's saying, let me think, I'm not sure. So we're kind of going through a period right now where we don't have a certainty about the direction that we're heading as humanity, and maybe within your own world you don't, especially if new information has come out, something new has been presented to you, like your child comes to you and they say, I'm going to move. You didn't have any inkling that they wanted to move halfway, 500 miles away or something. So, something new comes out and it just kind of unsettles your world a little bit, and it takes time. So as advice cards, I would say, give yourself some time to just let it ruminate, I guess is the best word I can come up with. Just kind of let it sit with you and ruminate on this, any kind of new stuff that kind of shocks you or takes you into scary territory. and give it some time. Don't react right away, because that will help you with understanding it better and knowing how to move forward. And then this is the outcome. So we've got the Six of Cups, and that's a great outcome. So you've got, some information coming out that might, or, coming to you that might make things a little unstable or feel a little unstable. But with the Six of Cups here, it shows that you all kind of come together in the end, and you're like, hey, it's going to be okay, and this is great, and I'm so happy for you, and, etc. An example of, child moving 500 miles away, it's like, we will keep in touch, and, or something like that. So you work it out. It works out, but just give it time to ruminate whatever it is, the situation, to just sit on it for a little bit and let it kind of work in the background a little bit before you respond, because it's going to turn out okay. All right. So in summary, this week coming up, we're approaching the new moon solar eclipse. It's happening in Leo, along with Jupiter and Mercury and the South Node. All of that's there. It creates a lot of strong energy. There are aspects there. I'll go over that in the Stargazing Sunday. Please check that out when I put it out on Sunday. And it looks like this energy is going to bring in some more release of information, which could create some struggles and quarrels with people, and in your own personal life. What if any information comes out and kind of destabilizes you a little bit? Give it time, and let it sit with it for a little while, and it's going to turn out okay. So, okay. Well, I hope you like that read, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week this week, and until I see you again next Wednesday for another take of the pulse of what's going on. And be sure to watch also Tarot by Lupo and I. We do on Sundays a collaboration where we talk about just things that interest us, what's going on in the world, and just do some reads to try to get clarity and clarification on what things are about. So hopefully you'll check in with us on that on Sunday as well. And he also does a zodiac spread on Sunday. So there's a lot of stuff that comes out on Sunday if you want to check that out, enough to last you the whole week. Okay, so I hope you will take care. And let me go ahead and stop my share. And I will see you again next time.